Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one opinion source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola as he sounds off on the latest movies, TV, music, gaming, comic books, and more. Now, here's the man of the hour, Marco Mazzola.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I'm, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and flanked by two of our awesome ranters. Hello, Larry.
Hey, hey.
And hello, Bruno.
This is the way.
This is the way. So, gang, we are going to be reviewing, hopefully on a weekly basis, if we can get everybody together, since we do our class every Friday. Yeah. We're going to be reviewing the Mandalorian Season 3, episode by episode. So let's start off with episode 1. Woohoo! I love it. This one was entitled...
The apostate.
The apostate. Thank you. I never can get that word wrapped. So let's talk about it. What did we think about the opener for season 3? Who wants to go first?
Amazing. I mean, there wasn't too many. The hurdles were low, right? I get this. We already know that the show is awesome. We know that we enjoy it. We know we like this character. And they didn't do anything to dissuade us of that in the first episode. And I think Larry's talked about this before when we've talked about like series and we're in the middle of series, how like the first 2, 3, 4 episodes we're always like, yeah. And then 5, 6, 7, we're like, oh, this is a little disappointing. And then it either wraps up well or it doesn't, right? So I'm not surprised that the first episode we liked it. Because like, you know, they're just launching into the whole storyline and, you know, everything about it. It was really good. It was an old friend came back. Yeah, it was really good.
And I didn't realize it's a while later after season 2. Like it doesn't pick up right after season 2.
Right.
Like it's been some time, at least a year, if not more. Right.
Well, the best thing about it too, it's
because they enshrine the robot.
Yeah.
Yep, they enshrine the robot. They make that town completely different. So that gives you your time difference, right? What the cool thing is though is we know that there's a time difference, but there was no sense of disconnect. And it's like we watched the last episode of season 2, first episode of season 3, and it's like, rolled right into it. Like you said, Bruno, it's like seeing an old friend that you haven't seen in years. You don't waste time talking about the nuance of the color of the paint or whatever. It's you roll right into it. Like the conversation just happened yesterday.
You barely even talk like, what did you do yesterday? It's like, all right, what are we doing today?
Right. Yeah.
What are we on today? Like, what kind of shit are we going to get into today?
It was a very comfortable roll right into it. I didn't feel like I was what came before this. It just felt like I just stopped watching the season 2 yesterday. You know. Yeah.
And what was nice is like other than like you said, the city, they updated the city. Mm-hmm. They made it more family friendly, if you will. They're trying to get rid of all the riffraff. But like Mando, with he's still riding the same ship. You know what I mean? So like a lot of his stuff is so familiar and the same, even though it's a year or whatever later. There wasn't really much change.
Right.
So you'd have to buy into, well, how did he do this? Why did he lose that? Where did that go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even with the Cara Dune character, they quickly explained why she's not there.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Like I didn't really need much as I did like her character and I would like her to come back. Hopefully they settle that, which I think they have actually with her. I think they kind of have, but obviously it was too late to get her into this season. By then they were already recording, but maybe the next season. But I did like the fact that they didn't kill her off.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they left the door open for her to come back and do it, which I appreciated.
Yeah. Well, I think she represents a piece of the Mandalorian lore that can still be super useful. You can't you can't just throw that away.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to see more of her character. Yeah. Going forward. What about you, Larry?
I think this whole episode as a whole just hit. There was no parts that I was like, oh, that was kind of stupid. Oh, that kind of sucked. Like the only down thing would be when he went to go get the robot. I'm like, why do you need the goddamn robot? Forget the robot. Just go get a new one. But I was that was really my only thing. But I got why he wanted that one because that robot is like an amazing assassin. You can't kill the thing.
Yeah.
When he reprogrammed it to protect, when he reprogrammed it to protect Grogu, that was like the main thing, and that's what made me go, oh wait a minute, he's gonna go swim in the Lake of Minnetonka over there and either become a Mandalorian or go dance with Prince. Yeah. Listen, he's either gonna be hanging out with Prince and the Revolution, or he's going to go back to being a Mandalorian after he swims in Lake Minnetonka. It's all right.
So Winnipesaukee.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get why they went... Cool whip. So I get why he went for the robot. So I'm like, okay. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of really, really cool things in this. The pirates, very minuscule part. But I think what they're doing, and this is what it kind of looks like.
Well, they're just setting up a future problem.
Yeah.
Right. They're setting up that future problem. But one thing I noticed in watching the Pirates made me think of the animated series. Because they had a big part in the animated Rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are you going to open up the Pirates and the big pirate, and the animated series was Hondo, which there was talks that Johnny Depp was supposed to play Hondo.
No, I hope not.
Why?
Oh, look, I like Johnny Depp. I don't think he's a good fit for that character because he always plays Johnny Depp. You know,
he's a little, he's a little bit like The Rock.
He's kind of a one, he's a one-tone actor. I like him in the roles he takes. He's really good.
But that's what it is they give him these roles because they're like, I mean, it's like Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington's always Denzel Washington.
That's right.
But they write these roles for these guys going, you're gonna nail this.
Yeah. I mean, you could
Whereas
be right.
The Rock is always The Rock, but Rock tries to.
It's hard to separate. It's hard to separate those guys from their real persona, right? So and I kind of want this world to be its own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this case, I think A-listers probably are not the right call. Like you wouldn't want to bring, we talked about in the Eternals. What's her name? Angelina Jolie.
Right.
Not the right call. Should have been a B-lister or below, right? Where somebody's like, I recognize that person. Who was that? But you're not like, I've seen her in a million other movies and she's got this other persona.
It's how does Angelina Jolie play this character?
Yeah.
I want to know that. I want to know how this character is.
She's too big.
No, I hear you. I can agree with that. Even though I love Johnny Depp, and sometimes you do want to see how he's going to play it if they write that character for him.
Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting. I'm not saying I wouldn't watch it. I would watch it, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, but bringing the Pirates in again, future problems down the line.
Yeah.
So they're setting everything. A lot of foreshadowing in this episode, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
It's making me want to see the next episode. Thank God we have a good Star Wars thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Like, no matter what happens out there, we can wait for Mando.
Yeah,
Mando's going to come around the block. Don't worry about it. This one sucked, but Mando's right around the corner.
Right?
It is that old comfortable slipper, okay.
You know what they're doing well, I think, and it's kind of. I'm not surprised. It was a huge hit when it first started. Season 2 is just carried on the heels of that, and they're like, all right, we got a winner here. Let's not fuck it up.
Yeah. They put a lot of time into this.
In episode 1, they didn't really take any risks, right? It was like everything was super let's just do the things they think he would do, expected to do. Let's give them what they want, what they really hope that's going to happen, and then we'll later on we'll mess with it.
I mean, look, it comes out right in the episode starts off. The armsmith, she's making the helmet, and I'm like, what's going on here? So then you see it, and she's going to put it on the little kid. I'm like, oh my God, is this a flashback?
I thought so too. I thought it was
a flashback. So
that's why
I thought it was a flashback, and you see everybody. I'm like, oh my God, and then when he comes in,
so that's the one thing I didn't understand.
So
I thought there were only 3 left.
That's what I thought too, but apparently, like Marco said, this is gone some time. So they're rebuilding.
Maybe they rebuilt, okay.
So they're rebuilding, and what I really like about this,
baptizing people into it,
into the way, and what I really like about it is it gives us the idea of this is what Mando had to go through too.
Yeah.
So usually I'm like, oh, fucking more flashbacks. But when I saw that, I was like, all right, if they're only
know your history with flashbacks.
Yeah. I did think for a minute that was him.
There's no back to tanks in this one, thank God.
I did think for a minute, just like you, that was Mando.
That was Mando becoming, right? But then he flies in, he saves the day with a killer crocodile.
Yeah. So right. I gotta back us up on that croc. What the fuck?
It was like an ancient croc.
I know, but
I'm with Bruno on this one.
It came out of nowhere. First of all, moving through water, physics doesn't work that way. That thing was so massive to move that much water away. It would have caused a tidal wave all onto the shore.
So who do we talk to about that? On Mandalorian.
I'm not getting physics credits for this.
So, and I think the other thing I had an issue with is, with all the creatures they create, the one that's so much like a crocodile is kind of weird.
Oh no, I thought it was 100% a crocodile.
I think it was intentional.
It was, except for the extra armor on its back. That was excessive armor on its back.
Well, it was
more like the.
Did you watch the end of it? The outgoing credits. Mm-hmm. So there's all those drawings. Did you see of the storyboard drawings?
Yeah.
That's the original.
Those are so cool.
Those are the original, and you see the shape of the croc was different. It had a beak. It looked a lot more like a snapping turtle.
Yeah.
So they must have
it's not that it bothered me. It's just kind of like, it's a giant crocodile with an armor scaled back.
I mean,
okay,
they lean into it like he did a roll.
Man,
he did the crocodile roll, right?
Yeah, for such a large animal, that thing moves fast.
Yeah.
So that was my only issue with the whole episode. Like, it
I don't know
moved
that an animal
really
that
fast.
big
really
can
fast.
slumber that fast.
Did they know it was there? Because if they did, why would you be baptizing your kid right there?
I mean,
and if they didn't know it was there, okay, all right, I get that. But it moved just way too fast through the water.
But I think that they needed something big like that. So
I think on land it also moved too fast.
Well,
it was out of the water. I don't know, something that big.
Listen, not for nothing.
You can play.
Crocodiles and alligators are pretty damn fast.
Large.
You can play with the physics, right, of the planet to make the gravity a little bit lighter.
We've already done this.
Yeah,
the gravity of a different planet. We can't just make shit up.
We literally did that. If you happen to be watching Mando and you happen to see a Star Cruiser crashing down to a planet, I might have been involved in that.
Might have been. But what I really like about that fight, though, and I hit the notes on it, it's you get to see the different classes of the Mandalorians. At least that's what I felt. Like you had the guys that was like, all right, to the air, and only 5 of them went up there. You know, so that tells me, like, not everybody has that class.
That jetpack.
Right. You have the, you know.
But do they kind of earn it? Like, isn't it almost like a level up?
I think so.
They haven't done their Warcraft leveling
but
up
I don't know
yet.
if it's like a level up or a
to get
different
their
class.
jetpack. Because he didn't have one either, then he earned it, and he got his made.
Yeah, you got to go grind in the woods and kill boars.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, I mean, like, you get to, like, pick
and then
where
you get your insignia. There's, like, certain stages.
But you had some people that had just the hooks, right?
Yeah.
Then you had the other guys that had the jet. I mean, Boba
the whistlers
Fett got everything right. So
yeah.
I mean, regardless of if it's different classes or different earnings, different levels, whatever, I thought that the way that they showed the different people doing different things
was cool.
I thought that was really cool.
Although when they fired the wrist things, I was like, just get out of there.
That's not going to work.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You see the size of that thing? It's way too fucking big. The size of that chicken. I mean,
yeah. Well, it's nice. I mean, a lot of them have a lot of friends that they can tap into on Facebook to get them some more leveled up gear. That's pretty awesome.
You know?
Yeah. They shot the wrist things. I was like, you're gonna die.
You're all done.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
So, but again, like that was for me, that was a cool scene because you get to see all the different people doing their shit, and it's like that's cool. Like that was a cool fight scene.
Yeah.
You know, and that's this whole episode for me. Like, it's not that it was like peaks and valleys, but it did have like a really crazy point, like the fight, and then like it chills out. He goes to the town, got some dialogue. Okay, everything's cool. Him and Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Apollo, there's pirates out there. He's like, all right, let's go handle these pirates.
Do it. Or just leaning up against the tree.
That was good. That was really good.
Fuck you up.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah, breathe.
You know?
I'm gonna screw you up, alligator face.
Yeah, I mean that was a cool scene because like it shows that it gives the idea that Apollo Creed there. I know that's not his name, but whatever.
He'll always be Apollo Creed.
He'll always be Apollo Creed. It was good because it was to show him like, hey, I'm not no punk bitch.
He's a badass.
I'm still a badass, and y'all need to recognize that.
Just because they have a cape on with 2 robots carrying it.
I mean, well, they have wheels.
Don't think I'm a bitch.
Yeah, I saw that later.
I ain't nobody's bitch.
What is that?
Yeah, so I mean, again, so then you have that, and
That's
then you have that quick little
cape.
Right. Well, it was like a cockpit.
That guy is huge.
So like you have that, and then you have the dialogue between them and the pirates. You're like, oh shit, this is about to pop off.
Yeah.
So it's like a quick little boom, boom. Okay. And then it's back to talking a little bit more, you know? So, like, I liked how this episode carried like that. It was, for me, it wasn't peaks and valleys. It was
well-paced. It was definitely well-paced.
It was like nice little waves.
It kept you
right?
going.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely kept you moving. Like, there was I don't think there was much downtime, per se, of like, oh, this is boring as shit.
When they were trying to talk to the little robot experts.
Yeah,
those little teeny
Bobble
things.
Freak.
Those things cracked me up,
That was
man.
the one time I was like, we probably could have done without these guys.
It was a little bit of comedy.
Yeah, it was a little comedy.
He's like, I get it. He didn't say speaking English, but basically what he was doing, he's like, hey, fucking speaking English.
Yeah.
Like, I get what he's, I hear him. I got it. I got this part.
That I like, but like they were a little bit comical, like a little.
Yeah, they are, and they were
just a
in
hair too comical, right?
They were in the last one as well, Rise of Skywalker. Were they Rise of Skywalker, right?
Maybe.
I don't think it was last year. It was Rise of Skywalker when they had to go get C-3PO rebooted.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bobble Freak is that same species.
To me,
I don't think it was the same
funny.
guy, but it was the same species.
They were funny. I laughed.
No,
I got huge Watto vibes off of them though. So it's like, how do you do Watto but not be so stereotypical racist?
Yeah.
I got this great idea. Hold on. Hold my beer. So they create these little things. You know, when Grogu tries to take him, he's like, hey, bad baby. That had me, you know, it's just, the little things were funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When he was, when they were flying and he was teaching Grogu about the ship and how that, I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of like
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you're a
totally
little kid there now.
Yeah, I would totally do that with my kid.
Right.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
I
Nice.
thought of that.
He's spinning in the chair.
Yeah.
That was
He probably just stops him.
He stops
Like,
him.
knock it off.
What about when
And
Fucking
you know,
making me dizzy.
in that scene, every father was like, I know exactly
I know exactly
Yeah.
right.
he's feeling right now.
Yeah, he's like, all right.
Fucking making me dizzy. Knock it off.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Just stop
And then he sees the candy, and then now he's starting to use his powers. Now
Yeah,
he gets, he's
nice.
like, I want that candy.
Zip.
Come here,
No.
zip.
He's like, no, don't touch that.
What I did see though on this one is you could see the bond between them
Yeah.
is huge now.
Yeah, at
It's
least another year on. It's-
right, but it's no more protector. You get that father-son
Yeah,
relationship, and I
definitely.
get it. And I was like, holy shit, like this is real, man. Like he's not doing this to.
Which is another reason I'm glad it's like a year or whatever on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've gone through that. We've gone through the protector stage,
Yeah.
and now we're into that father stage. And it's a nice change of pace for the show.
Well, I mean, Protector to Father is Protector Plus. It's
Right.
not,
But before
not-
before it was mission driven.
Yeah.
This isn't mission driven. There is no reason for him to have him anymore, except for the mere fact that Grogu wanted to be with him. He chose him instead of being a Jedi.
Yeah.
And he was like,
He took
shit.
the little
Like,
mithril shirt.
Yeah. He was like, I'll take that little chainmail shirt and go clubbing. You know, he was like, I'll go hang out with that. So, you know,
Can I also get the lightsaber? Can I get that too?
I know, right?
If
Like, can I
get that saber?
both of them?
Can I get that too? Can I have both?
Just a little saber.
It's a little saber.
I mean, so the bond there I really liked. You
Yeah.
know,
That was really good.
did you catch? So did either one of you watch Rebels, the animated series?
did not.
I watched
Okay.
some of it. I didn't watch
All
the whole
right.
series.
Did you catch when they were going through the hyperspace?
Yeah, the
right?
big things
The big things.
swimming?
So those are called purgles.
Okay.
They are what created basically. They people study these things. They're whales basically.
They look like it. Yeah.
They look like whales, and people study them, and that's how they created hyperspace, and that's how. That's the short.
Because they live in
that's-
hyperspace,
right? That's the
right?
short end
That's
version
what
of
I
it.
figured, yeah.
So when they did that, I saw that I was like, "That's really cool." What I really like about it again is they're tying in the animated
Yeah.
to the live action,
Yeah.
so it's all making sense. And like they've been setting this all up, the live action, making it all canon, right? So you can literally go from I'm watching. You know, I'm watching Mandalorian, and then I'm gonna go watch Bad Batch, and it's gonna talk. You know, you're basically talking to each other. You know, or I'm gonna go watch Ahsoka, and we know what Ahsoka's about because we watched Ahsoka in the Clone Wars. We saw Ahsoka in Rebels, so you see that, and it's following a very good timeline.
The thing you're talking about right now is
good
the
writing?
thing- it is good writing, but not necessarily good writing, but it's the thing that everybody wants to see in any movie, any series that they're into, right? When you have a series that already has canon, and you turn it into television or video or whatever, and you don't honor that canon, and you don't tie it in, or you ignore pieces of it, or dramatically change it, then you've lost a lot of your audience.
Yeah.
Favreau's doing a really good job
Yeah.
of tying it all together, and it's all about the subtle callbacks. Oh, like what you were talking about, right? Those, what are they, Merles?
Purgles.
Purgles. That's a subtle reference, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because you saw it, you knew exactly what it was right away, and you were like, that is cool.
Yeah.
And that's all it needed, right? And it was like a
You need a
6-second
big
on
Rebels
screen.
tie-in. You need that 1 second to
Yeah,
tie you to Rebels.
exactly.
It's all the same
that's
shit.
really done smart.
Even though this
And
is live action, that was animations. It's all ties into the same
Favreau
thing.
asks a lot of the people that work for him, and what you get is a really good final production.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of surprised because Kathleen Kennedy is still at the helm.
I know. I still have
You saw the credits, right? That's right. Hopefully
Yeah,
she's out of here by
cringed.
the summer.
Speaking of credits, my brother was in them.
Was he really?
Yeah.
All right, I got to go back to it.
I have to watch it again.
Okay,
Yeah.
now just for the credits, I'm gonna go home after this and just hit fast forward.
Yeah. Just go to the end
What do you
of
do?
it.
Like, no, just see the credits.
Yeah.
Although I would watch the episode again.
So yeah, I mean, this is a great episode. It was. I'm gonna go and say it was great because it brings you, it puts you right back in the seat.
It's a
see
story you
everything.
love.
Yeah, and they're not fucking around. You know, like you said, Bruno, they're like, you know what, we're gonna play it safe. We're gonna give them what they wanted. A couple fight scenes, which again, really cool. You got the alligator at the beginning, the little shoot him off in the alley, and then you have the spaceship fight up in space, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
That was really good.
That was done well.
that was
Around
really
the
good.
asteroids, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
I felt like the jump to hyperspace, like, why don't they just do that all the time?
But his ship has something different on it, right? Like that's slightly different.
Yeah,
they brought that in the last season, or was it might have been Book of Boba Fett when he made that ship with what's her face? It's kind of a different like jump. It's a very simple. Quick, like it's like a turbo boost to light speed.
Yeah, it's like it gets you away from everything really fucking fast, and it's like now we can build up.
I think back to the Millennium Falcon when they first jumped to light speed, and it was like that was instantaneous essentially.
But they had to they pull the whole levers, and he's sitting there like we got to make sure we get it all the calculations right. And they move the 2 levers forward, and then it starts going. He's like button push. Fucking gone.
Yeah.
More like almost, I hate to say it, more like Star Trek when they like engage, when the thing just goes bomb, and then you see a little light flare. You know what I mean? It was more like that.
Yeah.
Which is it's a little different for his ship. I don't know if it's only his ship, but that type of ship maybe.
Yeah.
The Naboo starfighters.
But watching him do starfighting was awesome.
Yeah, that was
those Nubian starfighters are pretty badass. The little tiny puka-looking ships, man, those things move. Yeah. They corner like crazy.
Like when he's going, he's like, anybody see Mandalorian? Keep your eyes open for the Mandalorian. They're like, all right, will do. You see him go behind the asteroid, and boom! It's like, ooh, I guess he found him.
Yeah. Found him.
Yeah. Found him. Yeah. See you later, bub.
And he was still like, all right, I'm going to keep fighting this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were. So Mando was like, all right, dude, I guess I got to take you all out.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right.
That's what I really like about the Mando character. He is like the essential Iceman under pressure, right?
Calm, cool, and collective.
Like, he's like, all right, here we go. Let's do this. And he just he's not like, oh my God. He's
not looking like a guilty party.
He's just chilling.
In episode 6 of Andor.
That was...
Fuck.
That was, I think that was the worst written episode.
You callbacks. We love callbacks here. We even do callbacks here ourselves.
I still liked Andor overall.
Oh yeah,
overall,
absolutely. But it took me a while to like it.
Episode 6 was.
Yeah, but it took me a while to like Andor. When it got to the end, I was like, "Fuck it, you're right. Okay, I'm in. You got me.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the next season."
Yeah.
But with Mandalorian, I'm full.
You don't need that at all. Yeah,
no,
you can right from the get go.
Listen, I'm in hips deep. I'm good.
Yeah. And I do like they don't really do any sort of like coming up next week. You know what I mean? It's just a complete mystery. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping they do more with the Blacksaber because that is something that's kind of new to. It's not new to the canon, but it's new to the popular. Canon,
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
it's been out there for years, right? In the Clone Wars and stuff.
The Darksaber,
but it hasn't been.
They're gonna have to, right? Because Bo-Katan was really pissy about not having it, not doing it.
That's so at the end of it, when he goes up to, he's like, that's a Mandalorian castle, and it's Bo-Katan just chilling, and she's like, I'm here with fucking nobody. I didn't come back with a Darksaber. They took off. You still got it? Yeah. Why don't you go fucking lead them? Like, she's like pissed.
Yeah, she's like... she almost stopped short saying, why don't you go fucking do it?
Yeah, so it's like...
She basically did.
And she basically did. She was like, you know what? Why don't you go and you go figure it out and see. Let's see what happens.
Good luck.
So the fact that they didn't kill her off, the fact that they ended that episode with her, so you show her, you talk about the Darksaber, he's going to go swim in the mines. I think and I hope that they bring more about her because she's supposed to have her own series, right? So
she's got her own series. I don't know.
That was big talks.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the previews for the whole season show a lot more of the Mandalorians like all falling out of the ship, but there's a lot more of him grouping up with the rest of the team.
Yeah, so there's definitely going to be more to it. I have no idea how many episodes there are. I didn't even look.
8.
There are? Okay, so it's a lot of stuff in 8 episodes, but they've done well. This is the one series I will say that their whole season, I really can't say that there was much of a quote unquote dud throughout it.
So here's why I think that is, because we don't have an expectation of where they're going to end up. So we're just along for the ride.
So that was my next question.
So we don't have, it's not like a Rogue One where by the time they're done, it has to end up on the ship.
Right.
They have to be there giving her the information and then get the fuck out of there.
Right.
So they can take you anywhere they want at whatever pace and you're like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
Not like, we have 3 episodes left and they still haven't figured out how to bring back, Moon Knight. You know what I mean? That kind of thing where we have to resolve it.
Yeah.
And there's only like an episode left. And you're like, how the fuck are they going to do that?
Yeah, how do you tie this up? So
you don't get that frustration.
I mean, this is before episode 7. So that's our timeline, right? Yeah. You have up until episode 7 to figure out because we know this is after 6, before 7.
Right.
There's your time frame.
But I mean, at the end of the day, when it came to Andor, we know what his ultimate fate is.
Right.
With Mando, we don't necessarily. I mean, just because he wasn't in the last 3 Star Wars doesn't mean he's going to die. He's not in the storyline anymore.
Yeah.
That's so freedom. It's freedom.
Yeah.
The writers can do whatever the
Same thing with Grogu. Just because he wasn't in the last 3 doesn't mean he's not kicking around somewhere.
Yeah. And again, because these have become fan favorite characters, and now it's like, oh shit, now
they gotta do something.
They could do whatever they want. I mean, that's how Ahsoka wasn't supposed to be the whole thing.
Yeah.
Filoni created Ahsoka. Everybody's like, this is an amazing character, and he was like, all right, well, we're gonna roll with it.
Let's do this.
As my son says, more please, more please, again, more please.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't be surprised if the next feature length Star Wars they make, maybe they'll include like a Mando reference or a Grogu or something like that, because it would make sense to then be like, here we are in this other part of the universe, and that's where these guys were hanging out for this whole time.
Yeah,
because I mean, they are still planning to do other movies.
They are,
but not tied to the Skywalker saga.
Thank God.
I don't know if they've decided that fully.
But I saw that I think that they are, but they're gonna retcon a lot of shit from 7, 8, 9.
I heard they're gonna retcon.
Oh, for God's sake!
And just go, you know what? That was all fucking stupid and garbage.
Did we screwed up? Can we take a stab?
No.
Do something else.
I love the Kylo Ren. They could have done. They did him bad, right? They did him wrong. They did
Kylo Ren wrong. They did the Knights of Ren wrong.
They did him dirty.
Yeah, they definitely did him dirty. He killed his dad. That's wild. All right, that was when he did that. I was like, wow, fuck. Yeah. You just killed my favorite character in the whole series. Han Solo was my favorite.
And I know that Harrison Ford's been trying to get killed off for decades, but
exactly right. But then how they resolved it with he suddenly uses the Force power to save her life, and then she can't save him back or something. You just give him a little bit less than she get.
I don't.
Yeah, that was a terrible. And then all of a sudden she's related to the Emperor. Fuck you. That was bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Retcon the whole thing. Make her related to Ben Kenobi because Ben. You've already told us that Ben Kenobi had a brother.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Why don't we just run with that?
Pull a fucking Deadpool, fix the timeline, and start again.
Yeah, I would love that. See what happens.
Yeah.
There it is. Any other
I'm excited
gems for episode 1?
I'm looking forward to seeing more Darksaber. I want to see, expectations-wise, I want to see, he doesn't really have any major, I want to see, I hope that by the end of this series he's resolved his apostate state.
I don't
want to see him reinstated as a Mando.
Yeah. But I want to see that quicker. I don't want to see.
I don't think it's going to happen quicker. That's my guess.
Yeah, but I don't want to see a whole season of fucking poor woe was me. I need to go swim in the pond. I don't want to see a whole season of that.
You want to resolve it in episode 2 and move on.
Not so much 2.
He's like, here's the pond, and we're good.
We're back.
Let's
I'm back,
maybe
bitches.
4, 5, they're like, hey, you know what? We're all in a lot of shit, and you've actually done pretty fucking good with us. You know what? We're going to take a vote. We got enough people on the council. You know what?
We're going to give you your 7th degree.
I wasn't going to go directly there, but I was going to allude to that. I was going to tiptoe around that one.
I'll say it. I don't give a shit.
I was disappointed with I don't remember the name of the character that runs the Mandalorian cult. The woman that's
the armorer.
What's her name?
The Armorer.
Yeah, the Armorer, whatever her name is. He came in, saved the whole fucking tribe. And then she's like, no, you got to go swim in that pool that doesn't exist anymore.
That doesn't exist.
Probably.
Yeah. And here's the best.
And good luck with that.
But here's the best, though, right?
But if we need you again, can we call you?
Can we call you?
You get a card? You get a card?
Is this the cell phone number? Okay.
Is your number still the same?
But the best is he was like, all right, so here's this thing that proves that people have been honest, so it's not poison like you thought. She's like, oh, cool. All right.
Well, good luck with that.
He's like, so if I prove to you that I went swimming, we good? She was like, yeah, I guess that's the way. High five, see you later, have a good time. What the
I mean, that's the thing, right?
But that's the thing about being part of that tribe / cult.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally just the extreme cult of Mandalorian. Yeah. And, you get to see kind of how, you love this character, you love this, just the persona of the character, and then you realize this is his massively dysfunctional family.
Yes.
Right? In any other story, this kid, this was an abused kid that whose father beat him and said, get the fuck out of here, right? Yeah. That's essentially, where we're at. And I was so fucking bullshit when she was like, no, you're gonna have to do that. Sorry, good luck.
Yeah, you're all done. Dude. You took your mask off. Well, it's like you took your mask off because you chose to. Like nobody like ripped it off you. You chose that yourself.
So help me understand. Can they take their masks off to eat?
Yeah.
And yes, they do. He proved that in like the first season. Remember when he was with Cara Dune in that village, and you can see him lift his mask to eat.
Yeah.
But he didn't take it off.
He didn't take it off, but he did take it off in other parts when there was nobody around.
When
there's nobody in there, you
yeah.
can take it off.
Yeah.
So you can't show your face to the public.
Yeah,
Right.
to a living creature.
Yeah.
Like he could show it to the robot because it's not a living creature.
Right.
So he could
So-
IG
so
whatever the
it's
fuck
about-
he could do, but
it's
he showed it to
public
Grogu,
facing.
and of course everybody else was right there.
So there's so many religions that have something like that it's a nice allegory.
Sure.
Yeah.
To be like your religion has this really weird requirement and it's dumb.
And yeah, he took off the mask and she was like, "You can go pound fucking sand, buddy."
My son.
Yeah, right. And then it's like, dude, I know. And this is one of the things that kind of does bother me. Like, okay, so before it was like a mission. Dude, not for nothing. But like you said, Bruno, they kicked you out. You've got a better bond with your kid now. You know what?
Yeah,
How about you go hang out with Boca Raton and go just like
you are 1,000% right.
Like,
but
go hang out with her. Keep your mask off. Go
did
swim
you know
break
why
free
this
of
is
the
good?
cult?
You know why this is good writing? It's because it's the same thing as an abusive father or mother.
It's the same thing as a cult.
No matter who. No, maybe. But
Try to break away from like a.
No, I think it's different. I think it's more like the abusive parent because the kid is always going to look for acceptance and want to be part of that family because that's your parent. It's like it's ingrained.
They saved him when the things came to eat him and kill him, and lost his family, and remember he was hiding, and then one of the guys.
It's your family now, and so you don't want to lose your. Doesn't matter. Like you might talk about like, oh, my father's a fucking racist dick, but I still love him. He's my father, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever. Like, that's not real, but like,
oh my God,
my dad's not a racist dick, but like, I mean, but at the end of the day, like. That's no matter what your parent does,
right.
They can beat the shit out of you, and you walk away crying. But you always like in the back of your head, you kind of like,
that's my father,
that's my dad, that's my mom, whatever it is. Like I need that love, whatever that is. And I think that's where they're coming from.
I mean, look, I just want to see more of a story, more action.
Yeah.
I just don't want this whole season literally to be him.
What was me? This is my tribe.
I just don't want to see that the whole thing because that's going to take me right out of it. It's like, dude, I
don't think it will
if
be.
that's the end game,
I don't expect that.
and then that's going to be okay. Yeah. If you can spread out the whole season, you got to I think you need to sprinkle in a couple of other stories to carry you in season 4.
For sure.
Right? Like
For
you can't just make
that
this
might be one
game.
overarching, but there's got to be 2 or 3 others.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's how you're gonna keep the interest. Because honestly, I don't care if you go back to the tribe or not. I don't care. I want to see.
Well, it's his redemption. He wants,
Right.
Yeah.
It's his goal, so you're invested in that guy. So you're invested in his goals.
Maybe Cal Bane comes back.
See, that would be pretty cool. When we're seeing the pirates, that was very much Cad Bane.
Yeah.
I was like on the same feel.
Yeah,
the gunslinger. I was like, all right, this is cool. This is where
cool, yeah.
This is where it's going. Right? I like that.
So do you? Because I was actually thinking about that too. Like, it's time has passed, and it feels like this is Mando, this is the thing, but like he's moved on, and all that shit happened in the past. The Boba Fett stuff.
Yeah, but like,
do we even
only like a
care
year
at this
ago,
point? If you
right?
like,
it only happened where if we think
no, I
that
get what
it's
you're
been a
saying.
year.
But he's like,
well, it
he's
hasn't
doing
been
new
long.
shit now. Like he's doing new things. He's got his new mission. He's gonna do stuff. Like I don't know if I love Cad Bane. I want to see him again because I like the live version, of him.
Yeah.
I want to see him again. But like, does he fit? Does he fit now? Do we need him?
I think.
I don't think we have to have him, but I
think
we
you
could
do,
use him.
so you could do another book of Boba Fett properly.
And
Do you think they're going to do another Book of Boba Fett? I don't think there's any talk about that right now.
I don't
seen
think
or heard,
so. But I think it got
like
so
originally
much
there was,
shit.
but then
but I think that it got so
popularity,
much
They did it
shit.
wrong. They did it wrong.
Yeah.
They did it wrong, and I think it got so much shit that they're like, you know what? Maybe we just got because it is a great character. It's a really cool character.
Yeah, it was huge.
And they destroyed it.
I know so many people that were thrilled when it was first coming out, and they were like, "Oh my
I was
God,
one
I can't
of
wait
them.
to see this."
Yeah.
The way that they sold it, I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. And then we got it, and I was like, this is fucking stupid.
When
This
I
is
first
not
heard
what
of
they
the
told us it was gonna
Mandalorian, I was
be,
like,
yeah.
"Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah.
But like, so it roles the reverse. I really,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it happens 100%. They didn't do him right. They turned him into a wuss, and that's not what they sold us when you see him roll up on Jabba's palace, kills Bib Fortuna,
I appreciate
boots him to the side, and it's like, okay, this is pretty cool. This is not what we got.
I appreciate that they were trying to grow him. Like, he was trying to, like, be a better version of himself. Like, all right, maybe, you know, because it happens, right? You get older, you're like, all right, maybe I'm not going to go out tonight and fight. And, you know, like, when we were younger, we'd go to bars and just look for fights. And
so that whole story was his redemption arc?
So you get smarter as you get older. Maybe that's where they were going with it. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say.
No, that's what they were going with.
But
they start with him killing somebody.
I know.
Hey, you know what, Bruno? If I punch you in the nose, it's going to end up into a fight, right? I'm not going to punch you in the nose and you're like, you know what?
Well, you already killed him. He took over his role.
Larry's grown.
He got soft. They made him forget about what it took to rule a town as a bad guy, right? As a darker underground crime lord. And so they kind of try to treat him like the mayor of a town who's coming in to try to clean up the place, and that's not who he was. That's not the role he like jumped into. So
it's not the role we knew him as.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. All this time, like I was saying,
glad you guys came to my side.
I really wanted to like it. I really wanted to like it.
We all did.
Yeah,
could have been a lot better.
Should have been a lot better.
Should have been. Look at us talking about Book of Boba Fett again. As much as we hate it, we talk about it an awful lot.
Fuck you,
It gets a lot of play.
It's because it hurt us on the doll. We'll show you on the doll where it hurt us.
We all have the Boba Fett doll.
If you're happy, you don't talk about shit if you're happy about it.
Yeah, man.
We're all going to show you on the Boba Fett doll.
Look at this. We're happy about Mando. We don't have to talk to we haven't even mentioned it briefly in this whole fucking podcast.
Mando, great show. Cool. But Book of Boba Fett,
Son of a bitch.
Fuck that guy.
Piece of shit. I choked on that rocket launcher.
God damn it.
Like every kid who had
doll.
one of those automatic
25
fire.
seconds of airplay. Screen time. Kiss my ass.
All right, there you have it, everybody. Episode 1, Mandalorian Season 3.
Watch it.
Yeah, man.
The apostate is going to be amazing. I don't know what the title of the next one is, so it'll be good.
Brief aside, an apostate is someone who's been who's intentionally left and renounced a religion. He was kicked out, so I don't think they used the word apostate correctly. Because I was like,
he voluntarily lifted the helmet. So in a sense, left it himself, knowing that would be the outcome.
Yeah, right. Okay, fine. You're right. He did, so I could see where you go with that. But an apostate is someone who rejects religion or that particular version of it.
Yeah.
So it'd be like somebody who
playing a little fast and loose with
somebody who maybe was Catholic and went to Judaism or vice versa or something else. Like, you know, you'd be like, nope, that is I'm actively shunning that religion. Yeah. That's an apostate. So like I feel like
him doing that, knowing what the outcome is. That's almost
he didn't intentionally want to. He still wants to be. He believes in.
Right.
That's why he's trying to redeem himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it because like that's what you needed to do at the time.
So it's more
to not get killed, right?
It's more in their eyes that he's apostate, not in his eyes. In his eyes, he feels like he's still he wants to be one of them. As far as they're concerned, it's like, no, you took your helmet on, you did it on purpose, you obviously don't want to be a part of us.
Yeah, but he's still not an apostate in the definition of the word. But I get you. Cool. I don't know what the right word would be.
I'm so glad that they said that word too.
Traitor.
Because I caught that name, like the title, like right at the end, and I looked up, and then the title went away. I was like, did I just say a prostate?
I thought I said apostle at first. I'm like, no, that's not right.
This is about his prostate.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, God. We're going to get more time in the back to tangle the dog his hand up his ass. Great.
Is he 50 yet? Is he 50 yet?
Wrecked him. Damn near killed him. All right, everybody.
That was awesome.
That was a great way to end it.
It's a great recap.
That was a great way to end it. All right, everybody. So look for our next episode coming out on Tuesday. It's, I believe, our Happy Gilmore episode, right? Happy Gilmore, I believe, is coming out. No, Happy Gilmore. Yeah, we just did the Breakfast Club. We have Happy Gilmore coming out on Tuesday.
Go to your hole.
And then next Friday we'll try to do another episode 2. I'm down for it. So let's see if we can get the whole season recorded. This will be awesome. What a great show. All right, everybody. Thank you, Bruno.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
We are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. Give you the short version. We're going to go out there. What are we going to do, everybody?
Rant. Let's rant.
Let's do it.